Paschal returned to the role of Irish Finance Minister in January 2025. 3 months later, in April, he announces that Ireland is going to generously contribute €141.1 million to the World Bank. That figure was €10 million bigger than both what the department had agreed to and what the World Bank had even asked for. Why we're paying that much money into the World Bank, we'll get to later. He did that. He came back, and within 3 months, not even past the 6 months probation, he has increased by 10 million what we contribute to a company who by this point was also his employer. Between April 2025 and November 2025, Paschal had 2 jobs. One of them was the Irish Finance Minister, and the other was a governor at the World Bank. He approved us paying for the insidious International Development Association and then resigned as Finance Minister when the World Bank promoted him. It is not necessary under public integrity frameworks to actually prove quid pro quo corruption here. Listen to this. The test is whether a reasonable observer would conclude that decision-making independence was compromised or could reasonably appear compromised. Does that seem compromised to you? 3 months in a job, you have 2 jobs at the same time. One of them is Finance Minister and the other one is Governor of the World Bank. You increase donations to the World Bank and they give you a fat promotion and then you immediately resign from government. Those facts already establish a prima facie case. Under OECD public integrity frameworks, the case is built on proximity, sequencing, role power, and the absence of a visible cooling off period. People need to understand that when you are both the finance minister recommending spending to an institution and also that institution's official governor, your 2 jobs pull you in the same direction, and that direction is away from the needs of the Irish public. At the moment, debate in the Dáil is getting sucked down into whether you can prove quid pro quo in this arrangement, but you don't have to. We don't need proof from the room of a bargain. We need to look at this and ask, how would a reasonable person think this independence was compromised? The Oireachtas Finance Committee are the people who are supposed to ask those questions. They had a vote. Should they invite Donoghue to explain this? Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil voted no. It should not be left to the opposition to prove corruption. It is up to the Oireachtas Finance Committee to explain how this appears. When every governance standard, including the World Bank's own rules, say that if it looks compromised, you must disclose. You must put time between the decision and the job. That didn't happen. Share this video. This story isn't finished. The Department of Finance business case was supposed to be released under a Freedom of Information request. It still has not been released. Ask for it. This is how the revolving door works. I'm doing a full breakdown of this on my Substack, alimacforever.substack.com. We need to demand Paschal's paperwork and put him under oath. You can support my research on buymeacoffee.com/alimacforever. Any donation, big or small, really helps me. I investigate power, finance, and institutions that aren't being watched closely enough. For obvious reasons, that doesn't get me any paid placements or sponsors. That's why you see no advertisements on this channel. I rely on you, and he relies on you not watching. Share the video.